So hello and welcome back to AutoCAD tutorials. In today's session we are going to see if any column reduction occurs in any of the column, then which edge of the column shall be reduced on site. So for that there are certain set of rules which we are going to see. The very first is outer edge of the column at periphery of building should never be reduced. Now let us see this in our plan. As we can see, this column FSW6 and this column number FSW7. One edge of both the column lies on the exterior side of the building, which means that this edge should never be reduced if there is any kind of reduction in the column size. So if we have to reduce this column, we have to reduce the inner edge of the column. We should never reduce the outer edge of any columns. We have to always reduce inner edge if there is any kind of reduction in the column size. Similarly, we will see some other columns as well. Here we have column number FSW34. We can't reduce this edge of the column where my cursor is, but we can reduce the edge from here which coincides with beam 71. I hope so you are clear with the first point, how the column reduction should be done if it is on the periphery of the building. Now the second, when beams are resting on columns perpendicularly, then that edge should not be reduced. Now here in column number FSW12, we can see that column is spanning in vertical direction and it has two beams resting on it. One is beam 162 resting in the direction of spanning of the column, and beam 27 which is resting perpendicular to the direction of spanning of column FSW12. So we can see that beam 27 is coinciding with the edge of FSW12 and it is resting perpendicularly on it. So we can't reduce this edge of the column. We have to reduce this edge of the column on which beam 162 is resting. And the reason is also quite obvious. If we will reduce this edge of the column, then beam 27 won't rest on FSW12 properly. Now when we see column number FSW10, we have two edges, one on which beam 22 is resting and the other on which beam 23 is resting. So we can reduce this edge from any of the side, but we have a limitation that we can't reduce this column from this end after it has reduced to the size when it will coincide with beam 171. For example, the dimension here is distance is of 250 mm. So if the column is reduced by size more than 250 mm, then we can't reduce this edge. We have to reduce this particular edge of the column. Now the next point is, when width of staircase shear wall is to be reduced, it should be reduced at mid landing level. Here we have our shear wall SW1 and FSW9 of staircase. Here currently we have a width of 230 mm. I will show you here. It is of 230 mm. If the edge of the column is to be reduced, then it should be reduced at mid landing level, where we will have our mid landing. At that point we have to reduce the column. We can't reduce this column at the floor level. Whenever there is a reduction of width in a staircase shear wall, then we have to reduce that shear wall at mid landing level of the staircase and not any other level. Now the last point is, edges of the columns in passage should never be reduced. Now for example, in this passage, if we will see edge of column FSW21, then this edge should never be reduced. The edge where my cursor, I am tracing my cursor, this edge should never be reduced in width because this edge lies in passage. Now this is obvious that we can't reduce this edge of LW5, this edge of LW4, this edge of SW2, this edge of FSW22, because at this point beam 44, 45, 46, 47 and 48 are resting perpendicular to this shear walls and lift walls. So we can't reduce these edges. And also we can't reduce the edge of this column of FSW20 where I am tracing my cursor, and the edge of the shear wall FSW21 where I am tracing the edge of my cursor. This edge should not reduce because they are coinciding with our passage area. So that side should be retained. So now let us mark the reduction faces in our drawing. For that I will take the help of leaders and I will mark the direction that from this edge you can reduce the size of column. From this edge we can reduce this edge of the column. Now again here from this edge we can reduce the column, and this practice has to be done before the execution so that there won't be any kind of confusion while you are reducing the columns on site, and also whether client is satisfied with this column reduction or not, that should also be cleared beforehand. So this is the very important part before reduction of any columns. So we can mark these edges. I hope you are clear with the concept that how we have to follow the reduction rules, and we will complete this marking in this way. I am just taking help of leaders to mark this. So I hope so you are clear with the rules, how we have to reduce the column, and I will leave the rest for you all to mark the column faces which will be reduced. And you know how you have to mirror all the lines to the respective columns. I have already shown in previous videos. So if you have any kind of the doubt, then do mention in the comment box. We will clear your doubt there. And if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe. And thanks for watching this video.